Oh, hello, AJ. Ryan. Putting eyeballs in swim baits. Hello, BBC. Darrell, what's happening? Check this out. My old ass had to get some readers. Uh, oh, we are on the horseshoe. Excuse me. Excuse me. Hello, Tim. Uh, reader dude, that's me. It was I felt kind of bad because I was doing something on some baits. Uh, and I said, let me put these glasses on and see what stuff looks like. Dude, I could see every little bit of like speckle, dirty paint, like everything. And I looked at the baits and I was like, holy shit. Like I couldn't even see this stuff before. Now I can like see like really details. 1.25, Ralph. Uh, but yeah, for like close up stuff, definitely helped. Definitely helped. Especially when you're staring at stuff for like so long. It wasn't I can see the future. I can see the future. The future is clarity. So hopefully that improves things. Hello, Johnny. You on the road? I got a FaceTime call from Eric today from live from Lake Champlain. So that was cool. I got to see what Lake Champlain looks like. I can do that, Morgan. Uh, hello, Brian. Correct, BBC. If you don't want to see shit, just keep the glasses off, which is what I intend to do. Which is what I intend to do. Got dog sick. Rocky Mountain spotted fever. Gross. Is that a real thing? That sounds like some damn. That sounds like some damn Oregon Trail shit. Diphtheria. You're gonna have to eat the ox, bro. Forge the river. What's new? I got some. I don't know what I'm gonna call this, but it's friggin' sexy. It is sexy. Customize. Oh, it's focusing. Yeah. The Juice 2.0. Pretty damn juicy. That's the 9. I gotta make some eyeballs for it. I don't have eyes. I got eyes for the little ones. I don't have enough big ones. So I gotta find the appropriate eyeballs and do it. The shit number one. What do you think about that? I got little ones too, Jeremy. We got little ones too. What else we got? I fell into a hole of deep cleaning my airbrush. AJ, how did you come out? AJ, did I tell you about the did you meet the guy? We've talked about this, I think, before. The guy that said he's like he cleans airbrushes for people. Like he's some sort of Iwata guy, and he's like, oh, everybody sends their airbrush, all the painters. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? Like, I've been doing it longer than anybody here. Like, please tell me who are like the creme de la creme that you are painting, the painters of the pros that you are cleaning their airbrushes. And he's like, yeah, just no charge. You just send me your airbrush. And I was thinking to myself, bro, you don't know. Pretend you didn't say that. Just pretend. I'm just going to pretend I didn't hear that. Because I don't think you're ready for what I would send you. So I haven't reached out. But he might turn me down. He might get that in the mail and say, return to sender. This is some bullshit. Say, well, you're kind of right. Say what? You don't want to clean 8 months of grime off of my airbrush? Is that what you're telling me, sir? I thought you cleaned airbrushes. I do have an Eclipse that I bought like way back in the day that I think I'm missing half the parts for. I think I need to send it to him. He could probably put it back together. Yeah, he kept mentioning Colorado, and I wanted to tell him, dude, she's like a child in the scheme of like the custom painting thing. Like, you know what I mean? Not as a child as in her work is childish, as in her amount of time doing it. The airbrush hole. You mean where the paint comes out? You went from a 0.5 to a 0.7 nozzle. I used to do that. I just jam the needle in there real far and just flex out the nozzle. In case I needed to shoot some big flakes. And it would work fine. You would have to sand your nozzle a little bit, because if you got a burr on the outside, it would catch paint and clog around the outlet. But if you smoothed it off, you could widen that thing pretty good and make it shoot a little better. A little thicker. But that dude, he moved to somewhere in Alabama, he was telling me this year. Because I saw him 2 years ago in Dallas when AJ flew in his private jet. Because when you pull the needle back BBC paint still comes out. Who dropped you the pulling the needle back tip, BBC? Because you mentioned that often. Who bestowed that nugget of information on you? Don't tell me you just figured it out farting around. Jeremy is full of them, bro. Full of them. Now you can't even keep up. It's not even worth keeping up. Your favorite swim bait painter bestowed upon me that information. I won't say swim bait painter, I'll say swim bait builder. This thing is bright. I know. The glory days. All right, I gotta make these things pretty of somehow shape or form. What is this stuff? What color do I want these eyes? What is this stuff? This stuff looks kind of sexy. Let's see what it looks like. Uh-oh. Sorry, I'm trying to paint these eyeballs and see what they look like. Well, that's pretty sexy. We'll roll with that. Y'all seen Buka's video of the Everglades on fire? Like, it's like fire, bro, like fire emojis, like he's catching a bunch of fish, or it's literally in flames. No actual fire. And he's like in the middle of this shit. I don't know how people get anything done shooting through the .35 nozzles. It's their detail brush, bro. Which is one of my favorite things to hear. It's my detail brush, bro. You're blasting shit through a fucking stencil. Shut up. You're like striping a back. It's my detail brush. No, it's not. I do, Ralph. You might be in BBC purgatory. If you're not seeing Ralph's chats, you might have to show comments. Hello, Daniel. He's down on a fishing trip catching peacocks with fire and smoke in the background. That doesn't sound good for your lungs. Got to use the detail blend of Createx. I didn't know they. Oh yeah, they do have the detail black. I never understood what that actually meant. If it was like what did? Because they don't tell you on the damn bottle. But if anybody's here that typically receives Tackle Camp emails, apparently nobody got it, but I sent it out yesterday, and it shows that it was sent. last night. So if you're interested in some Burns baits, they're on the website. Jeremy, I don't know. He was just one of the people that would chat and nobody could see his chat. I don't know why, but he's on the poo-poo list. I gotta figure out. I always put Josh's eyes in backwards, and he says there's a. I don't know which way his eye hole is. Oh, there it goes. Whoops! I probably won't be able to get that out. No, I don't think that's coming out. Whoops. Maybe I'll add some glue to this one. From the back to the front. Nothing. I don't know that there's anything I hate more than putting effing eyeballs in baits. Like that son of a bitch won't fit. Just go in there, you son of a bitch. Now I gotta feel like I gotta pop it out. Oh, now the eyeball's got glue all over me. Son of a bitch. I hate this shit. I hate this shit. There it went. Ralph, I feel like there's plenty of painters at my level. I don't know. I don't really keep up. I keep up with the guys that I like. I kind of put it into in kind of like classes, like in school. Like you have year classes where you got like a group of guys that come up, and there's a guy that kind of rises to the top of that. Like there's like a handful of guys at the time that are in that kind of class, and then there's like another year class. But the only person I've seen that's not a regurgitation of shit that people have already done, which is how I look at a good painter, is like somebody that has a style. And the only person that does that is Josh from Trashy. He has a style, and people chase that, and his stuff is recognizable and unique, and he's got a great color for eye color. And yeah, besides him and in his class, there's nobody. Like I said, there's good painters out there, but they're not doing anything that somebody hasn't done 10 years before them. So but yeah, Josh is the only person I can really think of that sets himself apart. I mean, there's other guys too, but they don't they're not as visible. I don't. AJ, would you lump yourself into the Josh? I feel like you were before Josh. You're in a different class. I feel like he came a little bit after you. Dustin didn't get an email either? It says it sent it to all you people. I don't know what the damn deal with that is. You didn't see the chat from Patreon either? Because I posted it in both. Painters that now have left the game. What was that? What was that dude you used to like, Ryan? The dude from Tennessee. Military dude. What was that dude's name? You think you were? I feel like you were a little more refined and ahead of him when he started coming up. TC Riley, that's him. Yeah, he was okay. He did some pretty cool stuff. I'm trying to think who was some of those other guys. Phil, Get Bit, Phil. I don't know. Bubonic, yeah, Bubonic. Which I mean, I didn't. That guy seemed like he's pretty arrogant, but he stayed in his lane and had his like thing that he did, which I thought was cool. But who else? I think Bill Barton paints for Buka. Maybe he doesn't paint for Buka anymore. I mean, I never saw anything. I never saw anything that said he wasn't painting anymore. He might not be. I don't know. Bill Barton's the shit. Bill Barton, he was before me. I feel like Bill Barton and Rob Jordan were like, they kind of jump started that like taxidermy style paint. Yeah, I feel like, but all that, see, that's Ryan, like all that year class was big. It was like a Los Angeles public school class big, like, because you had Pryor, you had Dwayne Beatty, you had Rob Jordan, you had Bill Barton, you had Casey, you had Jimmy Etter was painting then. You had like everybody was fucking good, dude. It was awesome. That's when it was the shit. And like I feel like kind of my class, there was some okay guys, but not like in that era. Not like in that era. And there's a bunch that I used to really like that I don't even know who they were. Like there was some dude that used to post on eBay, yeah, and I think his eBay shop was called like Bass Snacks or some shit. But that dude was like, he'd use every like metallic pearl, very like shiny paint that he could. His paints always like had little sparkles in them. Jimmy did get a little help from Pryor. Casey from Sixth Sense, yes. Yeah. So, like I said, during that era, and I would put that Bass Snacks guy in there. He was right up there with everybody else. He was good. Who else? There was a dude in Centerville, Alabama. I don't know who he was, but he used to paint shit and posted it on like Bass Boat Central for sale, and he'd paint like Lucky Crafts. And I don't know who he was, but that son of a bitch was badass. All his stuff was sexy. Like I said, there's a lot of guys that would paint and just post it on like Tackle Underground or Bass Boat Central. That were badasses, but nobody ever saw them. Nobody saw much of them. All right. Let's get this eyeball in. Jonas, I don't count Jonas. Jonas is in a league of his own. And I also don't count Jonas because Jonas, I don't know what Jonas ever replicated. Like, I feel like, not to discredit Jonas, he's somebody I've always admired. But the work he did, like, I don't know. It's like like everything he did was so good. I don't know how many baits he actually did. And like the people I'm talking about, like they were trying to make their income, a lot of their income, by painting. And or not even a lot, but some of it, like they were painting for money. And I don't think Jonas ever painted really in any volume for money. Like, he painted to show off his like stencils and like shit like that to sell, but it wasn't like, he wasn't like hammering out tons of baits for him to make money. Whereas all the people that I mentioned were like hammering out lots of baits. What's up, Tom? But yeah, Jonas just did little. He would just hit you with. He would just hit you with damn one like badass something out of nowhere, and then he'd disappear, and then like a month or two later he'd hit you with something else, and you'd be like, holy shit, and then he'd disappear for a year, and then hit you with like some crawl, and you're like, fuck. What is this thing not doing? Is the stem too long? Or did I not put any glue on it? Okay. I think my stem's too long. See if I can trim this. Son of a bitch. Y'all seen the video of the guy where he's trying to change a light bulb on the fan, and then the fan falls down and said, oh, I hate this house. That's me and eyeballs. That is me and these eyeballs. All right, let's try this again. But hell, I'm sure I'm forgetting a bunch of guys. The worst part about Jonas's stencils are the fact that they're gone and the Bass Red knockoffs have become the standard. Yes, you're right. And I think that's part of the problem. AJ, is like all these dipshits now don't even have a clue where any of the shit that they're using now as standard even is derived from. Like, you could get on one of those, you could ask probably any of the new painters, like, who is Jonas Summers? And they'd say, I don't have a clue. Like, oh, well, let me tell you, asshole, all this bullshit that you're using, somebody ripped him off like 10 years ago. So, do I paint any real colors? What does that mean, Ralph? New eye. I like it. All right, let's put this bitch in. Try not to stick my finger to it. Easy colors. Stearman, you didn't get an email either? That's weird. Hello, Scott. Easy colors. Yeah, I paint easy colors all the time. No, I mean, not really. I mean, an easy color to me is like Bandit Splatterback. That's like an easy color to me. Can't really mess it up. You splatter it everywhere. Like, that's an easy color. Like chartreuse and black, it's not, no matter what people want to say, it's not an easy color to paint, because to make it clean, your paint's got to be right. I mean, you can paint some bullshit one with like speckledy black overspray going down your scales, but to make it clean, it takes a little bit of know-how. Damn, Darius, sorry to hear that, man. That sucks. You're right, Ryan. I'd like to have Henry back. I would like to have old sweet Henry. It's different. I'd never seen one of Josh's baits in a bass, so I did a bass. Nah, Morgan, you gotta let that thing rip, dude. That was made for the river. That was my intention the whole time. That's why I painted that color. Let's see. Oh, I brought my I had a trunk. I brought a trunk from my parents' house to the shop today because I wanted to see what of my old trading cards were in there, and I started looking them up. And I was a little bit disappointed in some of their values. The Super Shad, the spinner, the tail spinner, it got famous from it's a suspended fish bait, like in the fall. You'd like the guys. I remember Stacy King talking about it. They would fish it in the Ozarks in standing timber. They'd count it down and then kind of yo-yo it through timber and catch suspending fish. But you can rip that thing off of like river ledges in the fall when fish get like a little ways off the bottom, and 5 or 6 feet off the bottom, you can yo-yo it and fish it like that. Whole page of Derek Jeter rookies worth a total of $10. Yeah, the difference in the Cordell and the Little George is that the Cordell is a lot slower sink, so it doesn't plummet to the bottom. It floats in the mid range better. So that's why those guys liked it around timber, was that it stayed in a zone better. No, Kyle. I did. I will tell you. I don't want to turn this into a baseball card live. The hard baits on my site. Do I have any? I have the only thing I have up, I think, is the remainder of the spinner minnows from the classic. Yeah. I don't know what else I have up there. That's the only bait. But conceptually, the spinner minnow would catch the same fish as a Cordell without the single hook, which is where this came from, is because the nature of a Super Shad or a Little George or whatever is they tongue hook fish really bad. So I quit fishing them because of the tongue hooking aspect, because you'd yo-yo it or whatever you were doing with it, and about the only time you would not tongue hook them is if you were just fishing it with a straight retrieve, and even then you'd do it. But you got like a tail spinner kills so many damn fish, which is the reason this bait exists. So you can actually top hook a fish. I haven't, BBC. One of these days. How's this rigged? So, Jeremy, it's a line through. So you run your line through the nose. It comes out this cavity, pops up the back. You tie your hook on. This is a Gamakatsu heavy cover finesse 1/0. it's the right hook for it. And then you tie your hook on, you stick it in here. It's got a piece of silicone tube in here. That's where it holds your, goes around your knot and secures the eye. You stick that in. Fish bites it. Bait pulls away. You're left with your hook in the fish's mouth. There you go. There you go. I was going to mail you a Pokemon card for the bean if I won the judge auction, but I got totally destroyed numerous times. Oh, the St. Jude? Did somebody auction Pokemon cards off in the St. Jude? I switched out some of the blades for different colors. You got to be careful, Brian. If you get some wonky blade combination on there, that thing's gonna run like ass. It's gonna run like ass. It's picky. It's finicky. Jeremy, I'll tell you what, dude. That son of a bitch gets bit throwing it like a spinnerbait. And here's why, and here's what makes it cool. So this wire, I just wanted a drop blade because a flashy swimmer gets bit so much better than like a standard swim bait. You know what I mean? Like, to me, a flashy swimmer under, say, a Kitech versus just a regular Kitech, like a flashy swimmer is going to get like way more bites. And I feel like there's a lot of times where you can throw just a regular swimmer and a fish isn't going to react to it, but you put a blade under it and they'll bite. And so I wanted a blade under here just because I thought it would get more bites, just like a flashy swimmer does. But what that also does is, not by design, but kind of by happy accident, is when you go and you throw this like through a tree or something, or like a brush pile, when this wire hits, it doesn't roll over side to side. It just like pogos up and like up and over limbs. So when you see it, it just like bounces up. And didn't really plan on that, but it kind of became a cool brush pile wood bait that you can like actually throw around cover, because it doesn't really roll over. So if you just keep it coming, it's just going to kind of ping pong around. Clay, I definitely will. My daughter will go absolutely bonkers. She will go bonkers. Because I gotta, the thing about the cards is I've got some, I ordered like, I don't know, 15 or 20 like just cheap, shiny singles so I can trade with her. The problem is I can't let her know that I have them all. I'm only going to be able to pull out like 2 at a time. And because if she knows I have them all, she's going to clean me out in one night. And she's going to try to trade me like some bullshit like energy cards for like good stuff. So I gotta be choosy. Cool aspect. A lot you can do with it. Like school and fish bait, you can burn this thing super fast. They just got to get it. I know a lot of like it's nice to have a treble hook for school and fish because they're just swiping a lot of shit. But I mean, dudes fish for school and fish with a damn like a super fluke all the time, so this really isn't any different. Half ounce. They don't sink like a half ounce though. They sink a little slower. They sink more like a something like 5/16 or 3/8. They don't sink like a rocket because the blades kind of catch them and kind of float them around. Yeah, the dude, I'll tell you what, I haven't had anything that was like really interesting to me. And I was thinking about it, like when you have daughters, like moms get all the daughter stuff. You know what I mean? Like clothes and makeup and Barbies and dolls and all that shit. Like, sure, you know, you can get them into like fishing and hunting and stuff, but like, unless it's like a special case, I don't think I've got two little like Hannah Barons in training over there. Like they're, you know, they like their girly shit. So Pokemon, it's like it's a cool thing for dads because it bridges the gap between like girl stuff and dad stuff to where it gives girl dads an opportunity to like have something cool with the daughters that isn't, you know, I don't have to sit in there and play bobbies. That's also interesting. Uh, you're probably right, Kyle. You're probably right because I didn't get it back then when the shit was new. I didn't get it then. How many ounces? I got an extra one. I can't count. Yeah, Dale Sellers, Tim Hughes. They were kind of they were in the very early class. Like they were pre prior, pre everybody. Pre everybody. White spinner minnows? Good question. I have two, I think. Let me see. Oh, my cup. Son of a bitch. I think I put this back for you, Stearman. I'll send it to you when I get your baits done. Knocked over the Jack and Coke. I know. I gotta go mix me another damn cocktail now. Gotta go mix me another cocktail. That's bullshit. Trying to get the damn white spinner minnow. I played the absolute dog ish out of the Pokemon games. Played actually Pokemon 40 plus 5 times. Didn't know about 3 people that were into it. Dude, like, so when the Bean first got into this, I was like, I asked her, I was like, when you were at camp, did y'all play the game or do y'all just trade cards? And she said, oh, we just traded cards. I said, okay, that's fun. I get that. So I started kind of researching it, and I was like, let me see if I can figure out like how to play this shit. And I watched like some like it wasn't a tutorial, it was just like a match of like two very young people playing the game. And I was like, okay, so like kids are I can watch these kids and it should be I mean if a friggin' 10-year-old can play it, I should be able to play it. And dude, I was very confused. And so like the first round or whatever you'd call it, the first part of the match before anybody won took like 45 minutes. And then there was like one of the kids won. Well, the second part of the round or the round 2 or whatever after that first round, the second round took like 3 minutes and the guy won again. And I'm like, how did it take 45 the first time and then like 2 minutes the second time? And I started trying to watch a video on how to play, and that shit was not easy. Ralph, you can't. There's a whole story behind that, leading up to the classic. So, my old packaging fit a standard business card. Well, I ordered the same packaging from the same people that I always did. It turns out they took a ½ inch off the bottom of the package, and I didn't know it. So I was a ½ inch short, which covers up my damn Tacklecraft. There's a game called Pokemon Trading Card Game. If it wasn't for that, we wouldn't. Somebody was telling me about that. It's like a board game, and it shows you, it gives you the cards and tells you where to put them and how to play them. So Dustin Pryor, I think he goes up there. Clay, we went to the so there's this guy at the flea market over here, and he's bought somebody's bulk Pokemon, like just just their bulk, and he's selling it. And bulk is worthless. Like you can dig in there and find some, you might find a card that's worth $1, but I mean for the most part it's penny cards. And I took the Bean and the Bebe out there. I was like, you want to go look at some Pokemon cards? And she was like, yeah. And I took her to the table and I was like, go through them and find you some cards. And she's like, these are all Pokemon cards, and it's probably 10,000 cards. And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, what do I do? I'm like, you just reach in one of those boxes and pull them out, and you start going through them. And she's like, okay. So she sat there. She's probably sat there for an hour, just like pulling cards out. When the smoke cleared, she pulled 72 that she wanted. And then we had to go home and trade, but it was fun. It was a blast. It was a blast. Yeah, that's the other problem with it, Brian, is if you don't have anybody to play against, it's kind of not fun. It's kind of similar to like trading. Like the Bean likes trading, but if you don't have anybody to trade with, because that's what got her into it, was those kids at art camp trading cards. And that's what she liked doing. She liked going through everybody's cards and trading. But that's when Dada had to get some Gotta get some of the Pokemans. That's what the lady at the store by the house. I went in there. I was like, you don't have any Pokemons? And she's like, no, she's like, my grandson's into Pokemon, and she said, I found him a pack of cards and gave it to him, and he pulled out some good one and took it to the card shop, and they gave him $100 for one Pokemon. I was like, $100 for one Pokemon? She said, yes. She said, them Pokemans is expensive. And I said, yeah, they can be. Come on, Morgan, quit your job and go fish the damn Tuesday nighter. Quit being a dick. Quit being a dick. Son of a bitch. Anybody wrap their own rods? Morgan does. Uh-oh. My mom washed a stack of about 50 hollows once that probably go for 100K. Ouch. Ripping a first edition pack. See, I don't know, dude. Like, there was nobody here that I knew. Like, I didn't know one single person that ever mentioned Pokemon. I didn't know one person that liked Pokemon. What happened to Larry Dogberg? I don't know. Is he dead? The Machine Shop is definitely first edition thing on Booster Box. I didn't know you rapped Builder Dude. I mowed yards so I could buy Pokemon in that video game. I was like 9. It's interesting. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's. I guess it all depended on like regionally who was around you that was into it. You know what I mean? Another one of these damn eyeballs. These things take twice as long as they should. It's always some damn hoopla you got to go through to get these son of bitches in. Finger keeps sticking to the damn front of the bait. No, don't do that. Don't you do that. Don't you do that. I fucking hate these things. They do look sexy though. I was 12 to 13 when they hit. I remember also my very first internet order being Pokemon cards. Really? That's interesting. Oh, I was going to show y'all. Let me finish these eyes and I'll show y'all my cool cards from my collection. I thought they were cool. BBC, that can be arranged. That can be arranged. Just keep reminding me, because I'll be able to find. It'll have me give me enough time to source the proper containers. Is this one more? Yeah, I guess. Motherfucker. Beat this shit. I've been trying to figure out how to economically ship bacon to Alabama. Great question. I don't know if there is a way. February of '87. Yeah, so you're a few years younger than me. See, so I guess Pokemon would have hit when I was in like middle school, and I was like, so that would have been in that time. I would have been full blown like NBA basketball obsessed and bass fishing. So there was not room between basketball and bass fishing, bill dance, all that bullshit. There was no time for Pokemon. I would not have had time for the Pokemon. So no Pokemon. Gotta wait for one of those Arctic blasts. There you go. That's smart. January of next year. Turn 40. How you gonna celebrate, Brian? More crankbaits. Let's see. Burns, is there crankbaits left? Is Burns going to be able to buy dinner this week? No, there's still baits left. There's still baits left. I don't have a way to get, like, that's the shitty thing. If nobody gets the email or got a notification, I don't have any way of contacting people to get baits. which sucks. That's the whole point. I think I need a text message. I know, Darius. I don't like, but some people knew. That's what I don't understand. That's what I don't understand. Maybe I'll send it again. I don't know. I think I need a text message. Although people would probably not like that. I relentlessly hustled these two twins for cards once their mom cornered me and made me trade back and made me agree to not trade with them anymore. I mean, were you like scalping them? Use Slack or GroupMe. What is this shit, BBC, and how do you know about it? Is it an app? Slack is a cloud-based team communication and collaboration platform that replaces email with organized topic-based channels. They didn't know the value of shit. Oh. Yeah, they were clueless. How did you look up cards back then? Just post new Patreon message saying, yeah, I guess that's what I'm going to have to do. I can do it now, and then that'll be smart, and then y'all can see if y'all get the email. Let me try it real quick. Okay. We'll go into Insights. Now we need to go to Audience. Active. Message. Got the email. Spending this one as a test. So that isn't a test. Okay. You can only send private message to your current employees. Okay. So it says you got a notification. What the? Weird. Are you talking about the tackle camp that you just sign up for? The the guest one that I don't ever post anything on it. It doesn't really do any good. The only thing I post on for the tackle camp guest people is that the St. Jude stuff is up, but I probably should, but I don't, because there's like 100 and something people on there signed up as just like the little free members. Your buddy's brother was the artist for some kind of dragon cards. That's kind of cool. Wonder what that was. Wonder what those were. Let's see. I need eyes. Hmm. No, where you have your friends. Oh, where I have live streams. Yeah, I hadn't done one in I haven't done one in a while. I tried. The last one I tried, I think, was a horrific. But I need to find out another guest that I need to find a guest that really gets me exciting, gets me excited. I guess I'll get Clay on. We'll talk about Pokemon cards. Kidding. No, I do. I do need to find somebody that I can get on and shoot the bull with and get some juice out of. I tried to kind of size some people up at the classic, but it was kind of hard, like getting. I don't know. It's a lot more people that are hard to talk to than you would think. And it's the strange thing is the guys that have like been around fishing for a long time are sometimes a lot harder to talk to than the guys. Like there's usually like guys that are behind the scenes that like are way more personable and like easy to talk to. It is hard to find good guests. Like I jumped through hoops to get I wouldn't say I didn't jump through hoops, but I followed up not not obnoxiously with Kevin Short, and he was like, "Oh, I got this shit to do. I got this shit to do," and I'd check back with him like, "Hey, what you looking like this week?" "Oh, I got shit to do. I got this shit to do." So it was like, all right, maybe he's just got shit to do. Well, then, like the next week, he's on Bass After Dark. I'm like, fuck this guy. Like, I've been asking you for a damn week, and you are, month and a half. You're busy, and then Bass After Dark comes on, and you're like, hey, I'm a special guest, like 6 times. But I'd still like to talk to Kevin Short, because anytime Kevin Short's been on Bass After Dark, he's never got to use a fraction of his knowledge with whatever the topic is. But I'm not mad at Short, kind of, but I'd still talk to him. I do still want to. We might have to just do the Halloween one like in like August before Halloween. Marty, that's weird because he sold boats, and in order to sell boats, I would feel like you would have to be have some sort of friendly personality. but yeah, that I don't know, talking to him, and like that's the thing about it. Maybe it just really ended up weird because talking to him in a chat or in like uh in the DMs, he was personable, like he was very friendly. He wasn't like a dick. But the way it kind of ended up, it kind of just seemed like he was like uh and he didn't come across that it wasn't something that he didn't want to do. Um but the way it played out, it kind of looked like that. Uh, never not gonna hate Ben Milliken. Uh, yeah, I bet that I did enjoy that episode of Bass After Dark where Kevin and Cliff and what's his dick, uh, Sisson were on there because I was thinking to myself, I said, man, Kevin, you could have come on with me and we could have a great conversation about crankbaits and Chala cover and the good old days and whatever else. And you could have had the floor to yourself. But instead, you could just sit here and you get to listen to fucking Cliff Pace for 3 hours while you just sit there and watch. Can I imagine interviewing Todd? Uh, yeah, I feel like you just have to listen a lot. I don't know that it would be a conversation. I think it would just probably just be more like every point you made, he would have probably some type of rebuttal. But yeah, I didn't know. I think Cliff got out in that 3 hour Bass After Dark everything he's had bottled up for the last like 45 years. He got it all out in one night. He said, "Tonight's my night. It's coming," and y'all are listening. Um, I would love, I would love to interview Casey, but I feel like in order to interview Casey, like there's so much to cover, and I'm sure he's very protective of his time these days. Married, got kids, like mega mega business, like you know what I mean. Like for him to be able to interview him and him not like just try and rush through it, I don't know that that's possible. Um, he might though. Um, he might. Uh, like I said, that dude's probably got so much shit going on. Who knows what? You know what I mean? I tried to get Dwayne Beatty. I talked to Dwayne on the phone like 3 times, and he did the same thing. Uh, he got weird. He didn't. He's like, man, I got this going on. I got this going on. I'm like, okay, whatever, dude. I'll try you again. I tried him again. I waited like another month and a half or something. Like 6 weeks passed. And I was like, hey, man, you busy this week? He's like, he got weird. I'm like, we're just talking about baits, bro. Like, it's easy. I'm easy to talk to. Like I'm not, you know what I mean? Like I don't feel like I'd be like uh, a hard person to, I don't know. Like I'm not, I don't feel like I'm going to make anything awkward or like I'm just shooting the shit. Um, Engelman would be cool. Yeah, I don't know. Is he in charge of his social media anymore? Um, who else? Yeah, and you know that's the sad thing is like Dwayne, I'm sure has stories out the ass, dude. Like bait painter stories, like people asking for weird stuff and like because he was like in the middle of it. He was painting for all those guys, and you know just like weird requests and stuff like that. So I don't know. Maybe I'll try him again. I'd really like to hear some of like the you know the Dwayne stories. I bet Dwayne's got good stories. Um, um, it'd be cool to have a run of different builders on. Yeah. I messaged Ira. He never messaged me back. I used to talk to Ira a bunch. He disappeared. Uh, um, there's been a bunch, dude. I've messaged a bunch of people that I don't know. Maybe I've just got a thing for like picking weirdos. I don't know. Jordan, yeah. I don't know when a bit. I don't know when would be a good time for Jordan. Yeah, I don't know what I don't know what the deal with Ira is. But like of all the like um, builders, I can't really. Um, Ira is about the only one that I really feel like enjoy talking about because I feel like Ira builds stuff with a purpose, and um, outside of him, I don't know. I don't know who else would. Makota, I don't know how good Makota's English is. Um, Timothy had the Lynn Dollar collection, possibly. Yeah, uh, I probably remember more about Kevin Short's tournaments than he does. Um, Ralph, I don't. We'll just leave it at that. Steve Blazer was able to join you. Need to read the roundtable. Oh yeah, Oh, I called that shit. I called that shit. I tried to get Lynn Dollar on here. I emailed Lynn Dollar on his AOL email address that I used to acquire my DVD collection. And he said that I'm nobody special, and all I did was record a bunch of Bassmasters. I don't have anything to say, but I appreciate the effort. That's fine. But you also have brought a lot of joy to people by your time you spent recording those and curating the backlog of Bassmasters, because Bassmaster is a bunch of pieces of shit and they don't post them, and you are able to do that, and I think you need to be recognized for it. But he didn't do it. So I couldn't even, I thought I could sweet talk him into it, but I couldn't. There was no amount of fluff, I don't think, that I could have gotten Lynn Dollar to come on here. Maybe I don't know. I don't know how I could have played that any different. Yeah, I think Lynn should have. I would like to have had Lynn on, just so people could have seen the guy. Hell, I would have wanted to see him. I mean, the guy is responsible for like a large 10 years of my life where, like, because of him, I got to like just enjoy watching Bassmasters every day. So who else? Yeah, Lynn, none of the other ones really hurt that bad. Lynn kind of hurt. Like, I was really hoping that I could have gotten Lynn. But Lynn's got to be old as shit too. Robertson, I don't know what I'd talk to Matt about. That's the thing, is like most of these people that I'm talking about, like, I have questions for them. Like a guy like Matt Robertson, I don't know what I'd ask him. Mickey Ellis tell all. Yeah, that would be a. I mean, I don't know that this group would be too interested in a Mickey Ellis interview, but it would probably be pretty good. Mickey's got a lot of good stories. But I feel like the problem with Mickey's stories is there's always two sides to them. Like, as soon as he says something, there's going to be some dickhead that runs out and says, "Oh, he's full of shit." That didn't happen like that. Yeah, I'm kind of with Scott. Keep it in the crankbait world. Burns, that's like Kevin Short. Don't, like, before that, I had looked up to see what interviews he'd done. He hadn't done any. Like, there wasn't any. Like, I try and get like guys on the bottom of the barrel that aren't like, that are, I wouldn't say they're bottom of the barrel, but they're just kind of fringe dudes that like maybe used to fish or like have some like something specific about them. And I don't think those guys are getting their door beat down. Oh yeah, he did get all his swim baits robbed out in Texas, I believe. I don't know. I used to have people pop in my brain pretty regular, but I haven't had anybody pop out too much recently. I got Pokemon on the brain. Pokemon on the brain. Let's look. I just had to watch some old Lindollars. Tom Mansour. Tom seems like he's very friendly, and he would be a nice guy to talk to. And again, I don't know if I could hold a conversation with Tom. I don't know enough about Tom. I'd have to do some research. I mean, I probably could. He would probably be nice to talk to. Pass on Mickey after he left you high and dry with your painting. No, that was Ryan. He didn't leave me high and dry. That was a whole career change. That wasn't like painting some baits. It was coming to paint baits forever. Tom's jigs. I never swam one. We're not in the Mansour swim jig category down here. Brendan, why would I want Terry Battisti? What do I talk to Terry Battisti about? I don't know enough about Terry to know why I want to talk to him. Ryan, he wanted me to move to him. He's selling off all his jigs. Got great Grinnell stories. I like that. I like a good Grinnell story. Tom, what's the biggest Grinnell you've ever caught? I figured y'all would get along good. Both love some older balsa and good stories. Yeah, like I said, I just don't know enough about Terry to for me to interview Terry. It would be more like it wouldn't be like, I don't know what his background is, so it would basically just be an interview of me getting to know Terry, which I don't think would be very interesting. I mean, maybe it would be. I don't know. We probably would get along. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I could definitely get along with Terry, but it I don't know. Ralph, you've never caught a Grinnell? Come on, man. That's the best game fish there is, bro. Steve Kennedy? Jonas would be great. Like I could talk to that guy forever. and I figured it out. Like I would have to do that, I think, in the middle of the day at like, um, hey Siri, what time is it in Australia right now?
In Canberra, Australia, it's 7:10 a.m.
So it's 7 in the morning right now. So, like, if I did it at night, it would be in the morning the next day for him. So, say I did it on like and I don't know what the dude does, um, but if I did it on a Friday night, it would be the next morning, I guess, for him. Uh, Jonas would be great. Jonas would be great. I would love to pick that dude's brain. Like y'all like that one would have to, like, y'all would have to, like, he would have to stop me on that one. Uh, that one would be fun. Steve Harvey. Oh, Steve. How much strange, you know what, have you gotten since you've become a celebrity? Steve, you thought I was bringing you on here to talk about bass, but we talking about ass instead, bro. Bass and ass. Noon for him would be 9 p.m. Yeah, I mean, I think that would work. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I'll have to try Jonas. I've talked to Jonas before. All right, those will go in the mail tomorrow. Oh, I gotta make these spinner miners. Where are we at here? I need to trim wire. Where's my benders? Uh, I mean, hell, I feel like I'd have a hard time talking to Steve Harvey. You know what I mean? Like, just, I don't know. I could probably hold down a small conversation with Steve, but it wouldn't be any damn long winded shit. Well, Steve Kennedy would probably be decent. I've listened to Steve enough in his interviews. He can be a tough one. I talked to Steve last year at the Dallas Classic outside, briefly. He was showing me some baits in his box. He was walking around in his box, and I was like, "I want to see some shit you painted." And he was like, "Oh, I did this perch." And I was like, "I think it was like ass." All right. All right, let's see. A deep dive into why Steve Kennedy went sponsorless. I've heard him talk about that. Didn't he talk about that on BTL one time, like way back in the Jeffries days, where like the nobody ever gave him a deal, which I totally believe, because in my dealings with companies in the fishing industry, all the deals are shit unless you're like Van Dam or Ike or Skeet Reese. Travis without Eric would be interesting. I think Travis would be a lot of fun. I mean, we've all heard his drop shot shit, and like I would want to hear more about his early Elite Series shenanigans. Passed on Toyota and had a bad deal with Yamaha and duct tape or whatever on GM. Yeah, Matt Aries out. He got sick or something. He got some weird sickness. So I don't know. I do enjoy talking to Travis. As flaky as he may be. The guy has a presence. I'll give him that. Travis without Eric, no, wouldn't. Travis can talk, dude. Travis can run that show by himself. Might not be as interesting, but Travis can certainly do it. Whether he wants to or not is the key. If they confirm UFOs, that's what you'd have to get him on about. Manson, what's in these UFO files, bro? I know you've read them. If you can get that son of a bitch to crack a smile, you're good. Depends on which Manson you get. Yeah, I need some blades. I need some Willers. It was on the 30 feet deep. Yeah. Maybe I'll drive to Georgia and find Tony Christian and do like one of those street interviews. You know, like that. Hey, how you drive a nice car? How'd you become a millionaire? Hey, you have to do one of those with Tony Christian. Hey, you drive a piece of shit. Why don't you fish anymore? Brower? Yeah, Brower would be cool, I guess. I feel like Brower would have been way better like 5 years ago. Because I feel like I still had I would say I was more of a fanboy then than maybe now. Maybe now it's subsided a little bit. Like 5 years ago, I could have probably rattled off for a while. Clay, he might not answer that because from what I understand, it ain't fishing. It's the old fashioned way. Watching his guide update videos, why does the dude always park in the rear entrance to Narnia? Probably because he doesn't want anybody to hit his shit. And he doesn't want anybody to be around him. And he probably doesn't want anybody to talk to him. Got an M with James Watson? No, not really. Not that I can think of. I could probably find a connection, but 76. No, even older than that. And it's not prostitution. Yeah, it's kind of it's like the dude is hiding his tow rig 2 miles from the right now. I mean, he's obviously pretty OCD about his things. He takes obviously great pride in his things. He likes things, and he likes his things to be nice. So he or I don't know. Maybe get him on and ask him. Get him on and ask him. I'm looking around trying to spark my memory. I tell you one who would be good. Bobby Barrett. Bobby Barrett loves to talk, and he's enthusiastic. And I feel like he's the type that would never miss an opportunity to hear himself talk. And Bobby's fished a lot. You know who else I'd like to get on? Here's the other guy that I couldn't get on and was best friends with me. Dennis Miller from Huddleston. Then he passed away after I'd asked him 10 times to come on here and talk to me, and he wouldn't do it. Like, that's what I couldn't understand is, hell, I can't even get people that I talk to for 3 hours on the phone, like daily. I couldn't even get him to come on. It's like, come on, bro. Now it really sucks that he didn't, like, having like passed away out of the blue. That was unfortunate that I didn't get an interview with Dennis, because Dennis had crazy stories, dude. Crazy. Because he was right in the middle of that West Coast big bass, like, hunter craze. And his probably a lot of people don't know this, but Dennis's team partner that he fished tournaments with was Bill Siemantel. So everybody knows him from his BBZ and all that kind of line of baits that he did. But Bill, I'd like to interview Bill and have him talk about Dennis and like hear Bill's side of the Dennis stories that I heard him tell about Bill. Yeah, Burns got to know Dennis. Dennis would talk your ear off. That's why I thought he would be such a great guy to have on here, just because the dude could talk, and you could talk to Dennis for hours, and it would fly by. So I need to put Bill back on my list, but Dennis used to do weird stuff, dude. Like, he'd take those little like, I painted hundreds of those Aragon jackals, the little ones, and he didn't like the American issued jackal Aragons. He liked only the ones with Japanese writing on them. He said they ran different, or they did something different. and he would throw those things. He had a special rod made, and he was doing like BFS shit before it was a thing, like 10 years before it was a thing. And he would throw those crankbaits in like Lake Powell or whatever, where it's like 30-foot visibility. He would throw these like little Aragon crankbaits on like 6-pound test and this little like custom made rod. And I forget what reel he used, but it was like a pretty much like a 50E or something. And he would go out there and crank in that clear water with these like crawfish colored crankbaits. And dude, he did some weird stuff. But like he sent me a bunch of huddle bugs, and I was like, how do you rig this thing? The dude gave me like and a 2-hour just like complete lecture on anything and everything you would ever want to know about the huddle bug and how to rig it and what guys did with it and the history of it and like all this shit about the huddle bug. Like, it's like, so how do I rig this thing? And he just goes off, and like 3 hours later, I'm like, all right, I'm kind of dialed into the huddle bug now, which I've forgotten. You know what I mean? JP and Colorado Customs. I would like to sabotage JT with a rogue guest. Be like, hey, JP, hold on a second. I'm gonna bring our next guest on. Yeah, we're still here. We're still here. Hello. Just spitballing about all the tackle camp guests that have shot me down. Wonder what Skeet's doing now. No. Bring out our second guest. I'm trying to think who would really rub. I'm trying to think who he like really doesn't like. I got a couple ideas. I'm gonna go fish Lake Y on the north side of the road Thursday. For real? What's the occasion? What's the occasion? What about Lake O? You're not gonna go dip. You like that offshore stuff in the middle of Lake Y, don't you, AJ? You want to go drag. You want to go drag on that little hump out in the middle. This will be way earlier. This will be way earlier. I'll tell you another one that I'd like to do is what's his dick? Craig Powers. He'd be good. I'd like to have on Kelly from Mimic. I think I messaged him and I don't know if I heard anything back. How was it, AJ? I don't remember. You and JP stream Whatnot and critique custom painters on the app. Oh boy. I don't know if I have to get a new computer for that. I don't know if my computer would even be able to stream me, JP, and then add a Whatnot stream. Maybe just browse eBay. That would be fun. Or just browse YouTube videos because there's tons of shitbags on there. Where is let's see how many listings are for custom painted crankbaits right now. I always like browsing. I haven't browsed in a while. See if there's anything good. Let's go to sold. I could probably do this on here. I wonder if I could do that. We could look together maybe. My uncle caught his walleye limit on a jerkbait, a tornado touchdown 10 miles from there, like 30 minutes before we got there. Dude, I will say, AJ, that place looks like some like Wizard of Oz shit. Like it looks like where tornadoes like hang out. That big pasture and field. It definitely looks like a place like that. It's got that vibe about it. Like it looks like there should be tornadoes there more times than not. CP has worse service than JP. Uh-oh. That's not good. All right, let's see here. There's 1,500 plus listings right now. How do I share my damn screen? Where am I? I want to add new layout. Add item. No, I don't want to do that. Cancel. I'm back. Where is it? Oh, add the damn page. I've done this before. Why is it tricking me? There it is. Share screen. Custom painted. There it is. Can y'all see it? Let's see. Let's go to this. Oh, look. Okay. Can we put me down here? All right. Is it going to change when I start scrolling? I need a different, need it in a different app. Let's see. Hide. Thanks to AJ, I get that damn Rakuten. Let's go up and see where, let's see what's sold. Let's see what people are buying. Let's see what the comps are, as they call it in the other world. Recently ended. That'll work. Some shitty looking jerkbait. There's some Morning Dawn looking thing. Eric's gonna sue them. Another ugly ass Rapala. I don't know what that one is. That one doesn't look terrible. It's like some like snake skin bullshit. Like that looks like a factory color. Did they just like people really paying for that? This looks like some walleye shit. Oh, yeah. Skittles? Skittles would be cooler. Look at this ugly ass thing. Gross. Oh, there's a Dwayne Beatty. Unless somebody ripped off Dwayne. There's a Beatty for $259. Holy shit balls. Can y'all still see me? Let's see what else. All right, I'm going back. I gotta click off of the video so I can see these. That was a good deal for $259 for the Beatty Duo Realist. Look at this thing. Bandit deep diving walleye cranks. 18 for $141. I don't know that that's a good deal. It doesn't sound like a good deal at all for the painter. Oh, look, Pokemon. Squirtle. We'll take that. Custom painted KO art rock crawler. It's like a rock crawler with wiggle wart eyes. That's kind of cool. $10. Okay. Some purple shit. A bunch of purple. What is these deal with these guys with purple? Chartreuse Classic. Trying to get some of the retro. $20 a pop on the Waterwood. It's not terrible. Mega Bass going for $7 a clip. Look at this piece of shit. He just got like Rust-Oleum silver and blasted that thing, and then took some nail polish and put some red bullshit on it. You got a Pride Husky Jerk thing. Some trout bullshit. Oh, this guy, he's got his organized real fancy. Relic Bone. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He needs to hide that he's photographing on a piece of cardboard or a poster board. Like you're almost there, dude. Like you made the effort to make like the photo box where, like, I don't know if y'all have ever taken pictures of in a photo box, but you typically put down a piece of black like poster board or whatever, and you roll the edge to where you don't see a corner, and it kind of gives you that look. But he tried, but you can see it. That's a good bait. It's not a Spro, it's a Yozuri, and it's a knockoff, and it's a little bitty bait, but I have caught the ever-loving shit out of fish on those things. They're good. Here's a hodgepodge of shit. Some Rastafarian Rapalas, some modeled up Createx crawl, more bullshit. What is this thing? Speed baits, baby bass. I'm good. Purple. Bullshit. 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 That's a nice looking bait. I approve of that thing. All right, let's go back up to the top, and we're going to see what is the highest priced loser in this group. Looks like it is some walleye baits. Looks like the guy came out pretty good on that. 120 custom painted deep walleye lures. Let's look at these. I'm guessing these are walleye baits and they're not like Bandit 300s, but we're about to find out if this thing will ever load. I want to see the original listing. I want to see who paid $900. What is that? $900. 120. Oh, that's not that much. That dude got hosed. That's like $750 a bait. Got some WECs, got more walleye stuff, musky stuff. That thing's cool looking. Kodiak Custom Emerald Shiner. Rise and Jerk. I like that. Tacklecraft approved. And that one's pretty wonky looking. More Waterwood. Black Dog Shell Cracker, plastic one. All right, here we go. 23 crankbaits sold for $3 a piece. Dude, I'd give them to kids for that. Oh, there's mine. Hey, we made it for the kids. Hell yeah. Hey, we tackle crafting up in this piece. I didn't know they had I didn't know they had good shit on here. Damn, look at that thing. 6.5-inch custom crawfish for muskie. Uh-oh. Got a Fritz side. Custom painted Guggen. Hand painted. Oh yeah, I think, are people collecting those now? All right, that's enough of that trash. What did I miss? Good to see. Coke Mirror's still around, dude. It's never going away. Yeah, so that does not make me feel good about the current status of custom painting, because if you would have done that in like 2010, our jaws would be on the ground of all the badass shit that was on there. But that was the past, and we're not living in the past anymore. Now we're living in the trashy ass future. Yeah, if you're feeling bad, if you're a custom painter, you're just getting started, and you want to boost your self-esteem and make you feel good about what you're doing, just go log on to eBay and look up your brethren that are also trying to hawk some baits to make you feel good, because I didn't see anything on there that I would even remotely buy, except maybe that one chartreuse Shad Rap, but I didn't get to zoom in on it to see what it really looked like. I wonder if there's any burns on there. No. Let's see. Jimi Hendrix's brother is trying to sell his fuzz face. If that is any interest to anybody. I'll show y'all. Let's see if I can find it. No, I don't want sold. I want new listings. Damn, it's already 5 o'clock. Son of a bitch. Time flies when you're having fun, boys. All right, there we go. We want highest first. Here it is. Check this shit out. Did I froze? Am I frozen? No, I don't want to remove. I want to add it. There you go. And I want to be this one. I want to be the little guy in the corner. Check this thing out. I want to change the tab. Come on. Where is it? I'm frozen. Share screen. This. Share. Check this out. Owned by Jimi Hendrix and supposedly used by him. There's Jimmy. There's his brother Leon, the one hawking his pedal for $55,000. There's Leon. I think he is the last remaining living Jimi Hendrix relative. So there's no proof that Jimmy ever played that thing. Just his claim. So if you got 55 grand laying around and you want a piece of Jimi Hendrix memorabilia, there you go. All you. All you. All right. I got to take a picture of these miners and send to a feller. Yeah, but apparently he's got something else. It's his Univibe that he's trying to sell. And apparently, from what I read, he didn't like, there wasn't a market for that shit back in the day. So he just like used it apparently. And yeah. And then woke up and said, well, I guess I need to sell this shit. Guess I need to sell this shit. All right, boys. I'm gonna head home. Go trade Pokemon cards. But let's see. Were we able to pay for Burns' dinner at the Mexican restaurant tonight? Let's see. Let's see. Products. Looks like everybody was able to get their baits Let me make sure, because it's not all of them. Orders. Let's see. Let me go through people. Scott ordered his, but Scott, I set 3 back. So if there's anybody missing, where is, I set a couple back for people. That I know have like the full set. So I'm missing somebody. So I'll add 2 back. Store products. I'll add 2 back and keep 1 back. Oh. So I have 3 extras, and I'll add 2 back. Okay. Save. Okay. You got to start posting camper notice when you send out EE his Burns baits. Yeah, I don't know how he does that. You mean you want me to let you know when I send them to him and when to expect? Because I feel like he always does it on like either Sunday or Monday before he goes live, and then he'll talk about them on live and say they're on his website. But yeah, next time he gets some painted, I will fill y'all in on what he's got cooking. But I also don't know when, because sometimes like I sent him some like 2 weeks ago or a month ago, and they sat at his house for 2 weeks because he was gone. He was down in North Carolina with Scooter, and then he went like somewhere else, and he didn't go home for like almost 2 weeks, I don't think. And he didn't even have them because you know when I send stuff out, I get excited for people to get it, and I typically like to hear back, like when he gets it, like, hey, what'd you think? Especially with the little these little things. He had those sitting at his house for a while, and I didn't get to hear the report, but he's smashing their ass on that damn thing. He called me today. He's like, man, they're crushing this thing at Champlain. He had Brett with him, and I think Brett was throwing like a brat, and he wasn't catching shit on the brat, and Eric caught like fucking 10 behind him or something. It became a thing. So Eric's putting the little, he calls it the river rat. Us girls call it the fat fish. But yeah, excuse me, the river rat. Picked up a few of the Morning Dawn Crawl. Yeah, those are cool. He kept variations. I did a gray one that had like gray marks down the side. I think I did a white one, and then I didn't do white. I did like really black, and then I did like, it was all this. I might have done a white one. I can't remember. I did a handful. I could never make my mind up on what looked good. But those were cool. Good bait. About 5 off the site. Wish I waited knowing the black was. Did he not put the black one up with the other ones? Dude, the black one was sexy. So what I did for that one was I painted it black, obviously. It had a chartreuse belly, and then I put the dot on the side with this Mr. Color, like almost black. And then I did the scales in like an almost black. So they're like one shade below black. So you can see them, but you can barely see them. Like, it does it make a shit? No. Like, makes no, had I left them off, you'd never know the difference. But they look sexy being there. Blackent was the second drop. All right, let's see this. Let's look. Then I'll go. Do I have a picture of it on my phone? Yeah, I should. I probably have a video from sending it to Eric. I have lots of. I guess that's. Let's see. Oh yeah. Let's see. There you go. But that was about the sexiest one I've done in a while. And all it was black. Oh, but let's look. Epic Eric Bass Lab. I wish this fucker'd get a damn real website instead of this big cartel bullshit. Like, why didn't he just have basslab.com? Eric, come on, bro. Smalley Slayer? How the hell are you supposed to know what color is what? Oh, Smalley Slayer. Yes, Smalley Slayer is still available, it looks like. Phantom Perch, Smalley Slayer, Fire Tigre, Fuego de Tigre, Trusty Rusty, Morning Dawn Shad, Phantom Red Shad, Phantom Green Crawl. That's the one he's been smashing them on up there. He said the water's been like him and or Brett was telling me how unseasonably clear the water has been on Champlain right now. All right. I'm out for real this time. Y'all be good. We'll be in touch. Adios.